What's up, everyone? It's Ravendagemini here, and today we're doing the finals patch notes 1.4.0. Merry Passionist Yokes. This was dropped on the 20th. So today, last night, had to be like 1 a.m. or like 5 a.m. or something. But anyways, it reads, today's patch comes with lots of balance and quality of life improvements across the entire game, along with general crash fixes, which we need for a lot of the PC players have been crashing a lot. On PS5, I haven't experienced any crashing. I experienced one lag maybe 2 days ago, but other than that, it's been playing smooth. I haven't crashed. So hopefully that fixes it for the rest of the PC players there. We also made major changes to our anti-cheat detection to ensure fewer matches with players who don't play fair, which is amazing because I've went on Twitter and I've seen countless people talking about the cheating. And I've also seen videos where someone would just hit fire and hit every single shot and kill him with the whole clip. So it's kind of crazy the cheating that has been going on. Me personally on PS5 and on crossplay, I haven't experienced it. I'm not sure if it's just on ranked matches or not. I haven't played any ranked tournament yet, only regular tournament and regular quick matches. So hopefully that gets that under control. And I'm not too sure what anti-cheat detection they do have, but hopefully it is an upgraded version. And contestants will also get a gift waiting for them. Don't forget to bring your boots to Monaco because it's snowing. And I have seen that they added snow, like a weather change, which is amazing. I love the weather changes. I'm like the type of day. You can do night, evening, so I love it. All right, let's get to the nitty gritty. Balance changes. Abilities. Goo Gun. Fix an issue where Goo could block the players, which is pretty good. I am a heavy main, but I used Goo Gun one time. It's nice for blocking indoors, windows, and stuff, but it's not too ideal. But that's good. They fixed it to where you can't block players because that's really not fair. Mesh Shield, Mesh Shield health reduced to 1100 from 1250. That is a good nerf. The Mesh Shield is pretty high in health, but also people can run through the Mesh Shield, so it's not like the health really deters anything. Because I've had numerous lights run into my shield and kill me instantly because I had it up and I couldn't get my gun out fast enough. So it's not even like a shield to where it can block anyone from the shots. You know what I mean? So I don't think it was really necessary to nerf it, but also I don't think it's non-necessary. You know what I mean? A nerf is okay with it, even to 1,000. That's fine as well because 1250 is a lot of health. Recon senses. Recon senses activation cost reduced to 1 from 2. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for recon sense users. All right, our gadgets. All right, the biggest or one of the biggest ones. And I honestly looked at this patch before I made this video, and I can 100% say it is a heavy nerf patch. 100%. Of course, there's patches for other classes, but yeah, it's a big heavy nerf. So let's get into the C4. C4 max player damage reduced to 210 from 240. Now, I agree and disagree with this being a heavy player. I agree because yes, using two C4s is a lot and you have it 240, 240 plus 240. That's almost what, 480? So doing 480 damage, that's killing a bunch of people. But even doing 420 damage isn't like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still a decent amount of damage. So I agree with it because it is a lot of damage, but I also disagree because certain times, like C4 is very nice in doing strategic plays with a heavy because heavy doesn't have the speed. They don't have too many utilities. We have a rocket launcher, C4, and a dome shield, if we're being completely honest, rather than a light machine gun that rips you or a big shotgun that takes you out in 2 hits, different things like that, or the turrets, or swinging across the map like Spider-Man. Like the heavy only has limited limited resources that we can actually use to defend and be a heavy. But I'll accept it, but I'm not too fond of it going down in damage, especially when they keep nerfing it. So C4 max damage radius reduced to 1.6 from 2.4. So that means it has to be at least, or sorry, a max of 1.6 meters of C4 damage. So if they're not in that 1.6 meter range, it's not going to do max damage. So it's not going to do the 210 damage. So it's even less than 210 because it's a 1.6. If they would have just reduced it to 1.6 and been a 240, amazing. That would have been amazing. It would have balanced it out so nice because it would have been about a 210 or maybe a 190, depending on if they're in that 1.6 or not. So I I I don't like that they double nerfed it, but I'll accept it as well. And that's a pretty good chunk of meter. Like that's almost 1 meter of range, which is pretty crazy. C4 self damage multiplier increased to 1.3 from 1. So they're also increasing the self damage it does to us as players. So even a bigger nerf to the heavy. Our dome shield health reduced to 300 from 350. Let me tell you, the dome shield is already a nerf. I will place a dome shield down, and if there's a squad of 3 and they're shooting at that dome shield, it lasts for maybe 3 to 4 seconds. Or sorry, 3 to 5 seconds, maybe. So having it down to 300, it's going to be able to be broken in 3 seconds with a team of 3, maybe 2 seconds with everyone shooting at it. This definitely needed a buff. I think they went about the dome shield wrong. I think they completely tried to just nerf the heavy because of all the criticism the heavy was getting. I don't think they actually took the time to maybe play the game or even experience the dome shield from a heavy's point of view. But as we have to, we'll accept the changes. Gas mine arming time added 1.6 seconds. This is okay, but it's not really like even the glitch trap arming time to 1.6 seconds. It's not like that time is enough to change anything. It's not really a nerf. It's just a barricade in my opinion. It is a nerf, of course, but it's just a barricade because yes, you can run, close the door, run up the stairs, place it down. By the time they get up there, if you're a light or medium, depending, there it's already set, you know what I mean? It's already armed, so there's not really a nerf in my opinion for the arming that they added. Goo grenade. Fix an issue where goo could block the player, which is really good. No blocking is very necessary in this game. I don't think that's fair to block the players. The mines. Mine max player damage reduced to 140 from 160. So the mines have a minus in damage reduction to the max player. The mine damage radius reduced to 3.5 from 4 meters, so a zero point 0.5 meter difference. It's not too bad. 3.5 meters is still a decent radius. Mine arming time added 1.6, and like I said, the arming isn't really too important. Pyro mine, the arming isn't really too important. That's more of like definitely a block more than a nerf. All right, now we're getting into the RPG 7. This is one of the most controversial weapons in the game, and I personally don't think it needs to be nerfed that much. And after I read these, I'll explain why I feel that way. So the RPG 7 max player damage reduced to 150 from 165. So hitting a player directly will do 150 damage, which is the total damage of a light, instead of the total damage being 165. RPG 7 minimum player damage reduced to 80 from 90. So the minimum amount of damage that you'll be able to do to a player is 80. Personally, I don't like this nerf that they brought, but it's not a bad nerf. It's only 10 damage. It's not that bad. RPG 7, damage radius reduced to 4.5 from 4.75, which is not too much, a 0.25 difference. It's not that bad. RPG 7, max damage radius reduced to 1.5 from 2.5. Okay, so this is the first one we need to talk about. The radius of the max damage of 150, which they have reduced. They also reduce the range that that max damage does by 1 whole meter. So instead of someone maybe being 2.5 meters and like you almost hitting them and you get that damage, it's going to be reduced to 1.5, which is, I don't know if y'all know y'all meters and everything like that, but that is not too big of a range. So if you want to hit a light or kill a light, sorry, you are going to have to hit them dead on with a rocket. If not, you will not kill them. When you have 3 people on a squad, and maybe 3 more coming in, or even 1 more person coming in from a different team, to have that rocket be at 2.5 meters is amazing when you're getting triple team or even when a squad is running in on you. It's a nice defense to have, seeing how the heavy does not have too many of them. Yes, we have the mesh shield, but like I said, you can run through the mesh shield and just kill the heavy right away. There's no blocking anything from coming through that shield except bullets. The dome shield, that one is very useful, but like I said, if you have a team of 3, even a team of 2, and you rip a whole clip into that shield, it's going out in like 4 seconds. It's not going to be too long. Those are like our only 2 real defenses when it comes to a heavy. The C4, that is a defense for sure, but that's also an offense, depending on how you use it, like the barrels, just how the medium puts on the turret on the barrels. It's all on how you use it, so it can be either or. The RPG is offense, 100%, and a nice defense when it's necessary. So you removing 1 meter off of the RPG is tremendously, I can't even say the word. It's just nerfing it so bad right now. RPG 7, aim down sights dispersion increased slightly. So if you aim down sights, it will disperse more than normal. So instead of it going straight, it might go to the right or left a little more often. Even the hip fire dispersion is increased. So this is just an overall huge nerf to the RPG. Like heavies are gonna have a hard time doing any type of real damage if you have a light that can rip you, especially with the light machine gun or the shotgun, and you have the medium that rips as well. For the stun gun, increase stun gun range to 12 meters from 10 meters. So they increased the stun gun range. Okay, that's that's an okay buff. The stun gun, in my opinion, is highly OP. In certain situations, if you get hit from the back or get hit and you don't know where you got hit from, and a team comes on you, it's gonna be really hard for you to kill them all if you get stunned. 100%. Maps. Game show events added a rescue repulsor. Sorry, added a repulsor to the flying saucers in the alien invasion event. Okay. Vegas updated strain in various buildings to get better destruction results. I love that because Vegas had a problem. When you would try to destroy most of its stuff, it wouldn't really break down how it was supposed to. I don't know if it's because the layout or how they have it, but I love that update. Resolved an issue where cash out stations will become invisible before players finish the transfer. I have not experienced this, and that sounds like a horrible way to play. Because if it's disappearing, you're not. which- that's cheating in a sense. So that's crazy. I'm glad they fixed that. Modes, bank it. Disallow deathmatch game show event from occurring in bank it game mode. Okay, that's a decent one. All right, weapons. Let's get down to these weapons, man. Weapons, AKM. Slight adjustments to AKM recoil pattern. Now, I hope this was not a buff to the AKM because the AKM is extremely strong already. So if you put a better recoil pattern on the AKM, it's going to be a laser, dude. Flamethrower fire rate increased to 170 from 160. That's all right. It's not really doing too much. It'll blow out more, 10% basically, but it's not doing really anything to help it along the way. Next up, we have LH1 damage increase to 47 from 45. Oh, that's a good buff for the LH1. 2% damage increase. That's not bad. Melee weapons. Fix an issue where melee hits didn't always connect with enemy players. Well, sometimes maybe it didn't. Other times I know a lot of people are not good with the melee weapons, so to each their own. My hits did connect, but I'm glad they fixed it for the ones that didn't. M11 damage increased to 16 from 15. That's a it's an okay buff. I know the M11 is pretty strong already. Riot Shield fixed the bug where the shield would block bullets while invisible during interactions, reviving or stilling interaction extraction. Sorry. Huh. That's pretty good. Okay. Isn't the I never used the Riot Shield personally, but I would think the Riot Shield is supposed to block bullets even while invisible or during interactions. I feel like that not like fully of course, but I feel like that's an important thing to have on it. The SA-1216 pellet dispersion increased slightly. See, why are they nerf all the heavy equipment? So even the shotgun, which is amazing. You know what I mean? It's a great defense against all the classes, even heavies. But a lot of people complain because heavies are very strong, which is, it makes sense when you're a heavy, you get heavy equipment. But to each their own. It says SA 1216 pellet dispersion increased slightly. So when you shoot the SA 1216, the pellets are going to go more out there than one spot. SA 1216 damage per pellet reduced to 7 from 8. So not only are they reducing the damage of our pellets, or sorry, not only are they dispersing our pellets, they're also reducing our damage. So the SA 1216 has gotten nerfed. I'm not sure if it's going to be a good nerf or if it's going to be important, but they have gotten nerfed. All right, next we got movement. Vaulting reduce instances where you unintentionally climbed on objects outside of the player's view. All right, that's an amazing patch. I love that. Fix an issue where players could get stuck without being able to give input. I have had an issue where I've gotten stuck and there was no way of getting out unless you killed me. So I'm glad they have patched that as well. Zip lines prevented placement of zip lines on pickupables. So you're not going to be able to travel around the map. I'm pretty sure that's what that means, hopefully. UI, various fixes to contestant screens. Okay. Polish to the social screen, which now hides the invite to party button when you are not the party leader. I love that because you weren't able to invite anyways. Added a warning to the UI that appears when players are in danger of being AFK kicked. I love that as well. Player health bars now use the squad color when selecting in the settings. That is amazing, so you'll be able to tell your squad from the other team. UI shows you as unranked unless you are among the top 500 on the leaderboards. I love that. Okay, so this is amazing. The biggest takeaways on this, I would say, are the C4. I would just say the damage radius. I feel like that didn't have to be nerfed that bad. I feel like 2 meters is still a good nerf, but also a good, decent range. The dome shield is a major nerf, seeing how it's already nerfed. I think they should have rose it to about 400. Um, the RPG. So I'm not mad at the RPG max player damage. It does take away from defending a lot when you're trying to get the room cleared. It's kind of hard if it goes down to 150. Not too many people are gonna take damage. It's gonna be a lot different inside of gunfights. Um, but that's not like the biggest takeaway. I would probably say the biggest one would be the max damage radius reduced a whole meter. I think that's pretty crazy, pretty unreasonable. Um, to the heavy class, I think 1.8 would have been decent, even 1.75 uh, would have been a good nerf. And then just the dispersion of it as well. Like I don't think they should have did any dispersion on RPG at all, really. And if so, maybe hit fire dispersion, of course. But aim down sight, why would you disperse it if you're aiming? Like it's just some things they really gotta think about and go forward approaching it in a way different manner, in a better manner for all classes. Um, other than that, like the SA 1216, yes, it does have a dispersion. Yes, I that's my main gun, but I also feel like it doesn't or it's not gonna hold us back too much. Um, the damage per pellet isn't really a big deal either. Yes, that's about I think like 10 damage knocked off. If you add up every single pellet, maybe like 30. I'm not sure how much of an increase or decrease that is per pellet. But I know that the shotgun is pretty OP. Uh, so we're just gonna have to see and test it out how things go. And also with the AKM, if they're improving the recoil, they gave them one of the best nerf. I mean, sorry, one of the best buffs because the AKM was already cracked. And then just the patches down here, amazing. But yeah, that is the finals patch notes 1.4.0. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a lot. Check me out on Twitch, Raven the Gemini on Twitch, and also make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, hit the like button, and check out more videos soon to come on the finals. You have an amazing day. Peace.